Hello, all of you who are tuning in to this live segment of Wellness Wednesday. As some of you have seen, we got together and had a panelist discussion last Wednesday on June 17th to discuss the civil unrest that is around our nation. We felt that starting the conversation was really important. Many times, things that are uncomfortable to talk about, people don't talk about. So we made it a point to begin the conversation. And as we shared, it was about what we were saying, because what we said, each one of us mattered. But most of all, it was about the action of doing something, of saying something, and of coming together as concerned citizens and talking respectfully and with an opening listening ear. So the next step was to give viewers an opportunity to say what they wanted to say. We want to hear things that help our community grow, things that are productive. Sure, there are plenty of things that we can say in response to adversity, but we hope to hear some great insight from you today. To begin, I'll read a couple of comments that were submitted to Mark Bryant, our Officer of Public Communications. After I share some of these comments, my colleague Denise will also get up and share some of her thoughts and insight on these comments. As we've noted before, these are our own personal comments and they do not represent that of the health department. What the health department does represent is people, leaders coming together and talking about the civil unrest. The first comment. Most of what I hear is the problems that arise for kids in single-parent homes. We need to do more in educating people about choosing the right mate, abstinence, and/or engaging in safe sex. From an anonymous viewer. The second comment. We need to not throw out core values of the family. Morality, honesty, respectfulness, truthfulness, and self-control. Things are all relative now, so youth don't know which way is right and which way is wrong. Again, from an anonymous viewer. And then finally, tearing down statues around the United States appears to be a slippery slope to anarchy. And it is offensive because it feels like our history is being erased. And that is from an anonymous viewer as well. I'm going to start in approaching the first comment, where they comment that a lot of problems seem to arise from single-parent homes, and that we need to do a better job of educating people on choosing the right mate, abstinence, and safe sex. In my experience as a counselor, I certainly see youth who struggle. It may be from a divorce where they truly feel that their lives are split apart. Or it could be where they don't have a father figure. And it does appear to affect their self-esteem. And I'm generally speaking, but one thing that I've read a lot about is that a low self-esteem in youth especially can really lead to more risky behaviors. Behaviors like promiscuity, breaking the law, getting involved with drugs. So we really do need to keep in mind that the nurturing of our youth is so important. It's most likely the most important thing you can do as a parent. If you are lacking a parental figure, that's okay. And I say that's okay in a sense that any adult role model can do an amazing service to a youth in need. If they truly care and they truly stand with that youth, they can help the youth develop and build a healthy self-esteem to be a productive, thriving citizen in our world.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm gonna address the second question. Um, we need to not throw out our core values of the family: morality, honesty, respectfulness, truthfulness, self-control. Things are all relative. Now, so you don't know which way is right and which way is wrong. When I think about that things are all relative, and now that the youth don't know what is right and what is wrong, and starting with the family core values, when certain things in the family are taught, they don't necessarily have to be the right thing, because I think that a lot of things stems from people family values and the morality that they have been taught on honesty, respectfulness, and truthfulness and self-control. And I think a lot of things kind of stems from those generational traditions that saying what's truthful and what's respectfulness. And so really looking at it from both sides to see what is really truthfully and honesty, because we don't know that people have been taught the right way. And so I can't make my family values someone else's family values. So when I think about being respectful and truthful, first of all, we need to know what's the whole truth and what's being respectful to not just me, and learn how to be respectful and truthful to everyone as a whole. And then I think that goes back to what we can really drill down and know what's right and what's wrong. And that starts from everybody being totally open to knowing who everybody values are, and the respectfulness, and try to act accordingly and not just choose my values are better than your values. I think we need to learn how to respect each other on all levels, to know that I'm human, you're human, and we respect each other on that level, and we can agree to disagree and move it forward from there, and try to find a way where we can all work and live together and try to respect each other in that way. So that's my take on that question, and I hope that shed some light, on that question from that anonymous person. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Denise is somebody that I've always seen as a mentor of mine, and even first starting out at the health department, hearing her enthusiasm and knowing we shared the value of really serving people and living out our purpose. And so, as you can see, values can really bring people together. Finding common ground with people. Believe it or not, a lot of us as human beings are a lot more alike than we are different. And so it's super important to try to be part of the positive change versus part of the problem in creating more discord, violence, and divide. I would just kind of piggyback on what she shared in saying that there's actually a lot of evidence based programs out there that address life skills for youth. They're all over the nation. This might be an opportunity for more funding, more opportunity for programs that teach life skills so that the kids aren't only hearing it from home, but they're hearing it from an educator and they're around their peers where they're hearing it together, because as we know, peer influence is so big for youth. We're going to sum it up there, and we hoped that one more of our members would be here today, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. But again, this is an example of starting the conversation with mutual respect and a listening ear. Again, my name is Virginia Inge Gordon, and this is Wellness Wednesday, and we hope that this was a useful amount of time spent on this kind of platform to address civil unrest and talk about positive change in our community. Thank you so much for your time.